Ultimately, what I'd like to see if we don't pull back too much is a push into the initial balance highs closer to 800s. That would ultimately be where the market can try to stretch to. Again, on the 1 hour chart, we're over the 200-day moving average now. So we've got the 200 EMA sitting at around 794. Only thing is we've been pushing up pretty much straight for an hour. I could definitely see a little bit of a pullback. A little bit of a reversal candle here. Need to take out the highs and hold this trend line. Again, I'm not too much of a trend line trader, but just kind of noticing those highs from the morning. Looking for some type of area we can gravitate towards. What's going on, What's up, buddy? How you doing today? So right now on the hourly chart, we're getting pinned under this 200-day moving average on an hourly chart. So we got hourly supply right here. We need to get back above that. Ultimately, if the market's going to stretch, right? If the market's going to stretch, we got to break through initial balance highs. We still haven't done that all day, but we would have to get over like 791 for this market to have any more potential upside. That was a great bottom that we kind of called out there on the call on evolution earlier. That Biggs bottom setup. Then we had that active 20 SMA play that paid out pretty well, is pretty good as well. And then now we gravitated up in towards that trend line, and we're kind of just chopping around that area now. So. Yeah, the first 20 SMA play of the day, I got stopped out on that one. First 20 SMA play, I got stopped out. That was a losing trade for me. Thanks, Marlon. How you doing today, buddy? Oh, you made some money on that, Uno? Yeah, I didn't I didn't remove my stop on that. You know, I just kind of took it for what it was, and then I watched the market chop around for an hour. I kind of went into scout mode, to be honest, after that. It was just after seeing how the market was really shaking out. I didn't really catch a big trade until this 20 SMA here. So 8:35 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, I caught this big one into the 200. And then once we broke the 200, I still had a runner and then started another one. Another, I guess you could say added once we confirmed the loss of the 200 and took that sweep as well. And then this 20 SMA play, I didn't get in right off the bat, but I got in once we broke this little high. So yeah, scalping, especially in this type of environment, has been paying off pretty well. Nice, nice, Marlon. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Yeah, today was kind of a day where, you know, if you found it troublesome, maybe just kind of lock it up early. And if you were able to scalp and make some money, just kind of continue to do that, but be in protection mode. I know there's a lot of traders out there that had some trouble. Day like today, just really control the emotions and keep everything, control the emotions and try to keep things calm. I mean, figured I'd come on here and see how everyone was doing. I think most of I think most of us in evolution are done for the day or just looking for that one more. I got this baby micro trade on here on this break of this trend line. It hasn't really been doing anything, but P&L is pretty healthy, so be all right if it doesn't work out. Yeah, I like that Topstep X feature where you can lock it out. That kind of really protects you. Yeah. Yeah, if you're green today, definitely lock those accounts up. And then, you know, either trade evaluations or trade an account that can withstand a little drawdown. But yeah, I really wouldn't try to press anything that's negative. Yeah, at this point, it's got to be an A plus setup, you know, A plus. I wouldn't risk anything. What's up? What's up, Norman? Nice, nice. YM. I haven't traded the YM in, I feel like, years. Good to see it treated you well over there. Like that. Well, that trend line break trade failed. That's all good. So we're still got $1,800.84 on the P&L today. Again, kind of just, looking for quick scalps, or not quick scalps, looking for quick cash, just kind of padding a little bit more. Definitely not looking to risk a lot. I might take one more set of it if I see it, and that's about it. Yeah, that NQ is definitely the wild, wild west. Always, always lures you right back in. But I mean, I'm always been a fan of whatever instrument is moving, whatever instrument that you see clear, definitely go for it. Definitely go for it. Sometimes it's kind of good too to kind of flip the instrument of whatever it is that you're trading. Put a fresh set of eyes on something else different. Especially when the Nasdaq's been trading in a crazy, I feel like the Nasdaq's been trading crazy lately the last couple of months. Could be a little hard for people to find some success in the Nasdaq. Especially when you got to really open up those stop losses a lot. Tight stop loss right now on the Nasdaq is not going to be your friend. So it's it's kind of getting into quick scalps, or be content with lowering that take profit a little bit and kind of widening up that stop. And just kind of being being content with what the market gives you. Norman, I was looking for I was still looking for a long continuation after we came out of lunch here, looking for this trend line break and then kind of push up towards high of day, the initial balance highs, which I can still see it happening. Again, the only problem with that is this is a perfect rejection spot for a short based on the hourly chart. The hourly chart, we have a 200 period moving average, which is holding us down here. So I don't really see this breaking to the upside anymore until we get over 18,791. I would need to see a closure over that and then a confirmation. Then maybe you can see the market kind of push into the close. If that doesn't happen, this just looks like a perfect rejection spot for the shorts to kind of pull back in. And I have support, I mean, all the way back down to where we started this bounce from. But I mean, it still looks good for a potential push to the upside. I mean, if this market can hold 720, 735, you can still see that push to the upside. We're getting these Bollinger Bands on the top side to kind of open up. I can definitely see that right now. We're just kind of pitter pattering around this downwards trend line that I drew here. And I just basically, again, I'm not a trend line trader at all, but I basically just, you know, drew a little bit of this trend line from these top wicks based off of the hourly chart and matched it up with the 5-minute and kind of just seeing if that was going to hold. What I was looking for was on this potential bounce down here. Where we came from is we bounced right at the overnight session lows. So when we bounced at the overnight session lows, I was looking at this potential play here for a bounce. We chopped around for 15 minutes and then it started to finally work. I mean, this was a 100-point bounce. So very lucrative bounce there off the floor. And I was looking for some type of price target to kind of just put on my screen here. Again, on the side of the, on my other monitor, I definitely could see where that supply was on the hourly chart, but because I wanted to just show like a little bit of a cleaner chart instead of the chart that I have that's got all kinds of moving averages on it, I wanted to kind of cross-reference that with some type of price target here. I like that. Start with one micro and then add into it. That's always a good idea. And when you're wrong, it keeps those emotions in check as well. Because typically we know when we're going to be wrong, like right off the bat. You know, it's like that first candle, that first 1 or 2 candles, we can pretty much see if this play is going to work or not. Oh, I'm not even showing the chart. If you guys want to see the chart that I'm looking at, like I can definitely pop it up. I didn't realize that the Topstep X chart was up still. Just let me know. I'll switch it. Hey, what's up, Tony? How we doing today? Tony 305. Everyone hit the like button for Tony 305. He always shows up and shows me some love in this room. Yeah, market was extremely hard to trade today, Norman. Extremely hard. Very difficult the first couple hours of the day, to be honest. It really didn't even open up until about 2 hours after the market opened. Like that's when we started to see some real moves. But it was just a lot of back and forth, back and forth. You really had to flip the game plan to going, you know, to quick scalps, because shit, any type of, you know, respectable price target just wasn't getting hit and it was just coming right back down. I still like this push to the long side. If we get over this previous swing high here, I might try another stab at it. Just playing small again. You know, we're plenty healthy today on the P&L, so we definitely have some wiggle room to kind of play a couple of these plays for a cup of coffee here and there. Not big size at all. And just kind of, you know, have some fun. Like to see a break over 776. Maybe potentially that can give me a little bit of a push. If we do start to lose, you know, I don't know, 742, we've got some room to the downside, but kind of just pitter pattering up here, creating a little bit of a flag to the upside. 18,776. That would open it up to around 790. So over 776 has room to 790 for all you scalpers out there. That might be a little something that we could try to grab. You know, unless you're feeling ballsy and you think that this is going to be, you know, what looks like another lower high, right? So if that's the case, then you could do something like this, right? Because you could adjust that trend line up to the high of day from the open, as well as a 705 high, and then now we've tested it again. So you know, that's something that you can also adjust. Again, you know, take what I'm saying right now as a grain of salt. I'm not a trend line trader, you know, but my setups they're long gone, right? I mean, my setup was down here at the 20 SMA. My setup was down here, although I didn't take this bounce, but this is something that I look for. But I definitely took this one here. And then this is my setup here. So when I'm so far away from things that I'm looking to trade, now I just kind of, you know, pull back a little bit. I stay a little bit more patient and I kind of look for some things to happen. 2-minute chart might be good to look at. Let's look at this 2-minute chart. I could actually just leave this 2-minute chart up, right? Let's just watch the 2-minute for a while. Actually, let me put it on. You guys can't even see it. There we go. So I'll put that up there. I don't know if you guys want to see the rest of this. I mean, maybe we could just make this a little bigger. Maybe do something like that. Push up. I'm going to try this again. If this breaks through, I'm going to try it again. We're going to play 2 micros again. I'm not even looking for much, honestly, like 15 points on a couple micros. Cup of coffee. For all you trend line traders, you guys who trade trend lines, you guys let it break and then confirm? You know, break, pull back, and then confirm, or you guys take it on the first break? What do you guys like to do? I have not, Brian. Maybe after market I'll back test some stuff on that chart, but yeah, normally I don't. But I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of people do, and they have some good success. I just don't have enough experience looking at that chart. Always wait for it to confirm. What I'm looking at here on my side chart is this 30-minute chart. I'm looking at the 30-minute chart over 776. That's got a lot of space to kind of just push into 90s on a first break. So 776 would be here. So maybe if we do break this little makeshift trend line that I put on, if we put in a high closer to 75, 77, and then confirm that on a 2-minute chart, then I'll be interested. So let's see if that works out. Let's see if that works out. Then I get the best of both worlds, where I can maybe wait for it to confirm a little bit based on a previous level on a bigger time frame. So there's the break. There's the break. So that high price is, again, this is a trend line that I just dropped on here, so it's not going to be perfect. But I've got the resistance at 776, but this break of this trend line that I put on went up to 762. So maybe if we confirm 762, we blow through the 76s, and then that's a good push, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback into the 50s and then hold and then explode through. To me, that would be a little bit better. You know, just one more little pullback and then explode through. But again, beggars can't be choosers, right? Let's just kind of see how this plays out here. There's that breakout, guys. There's that breakout. So over 776. First initial push went up into 781. So if anyone had a 5-point take profit, you just got slammed. You just got it hit, right? 776.75 up to 781.50. That was maybe about a tick off. No, that was about a tick off from 5 points. As long as we can hold this area here, still looks good. Still looks good. We can hold that area. Wow. Harsh rejection there. Harsh rejection. So what is the thought? Wow. What does the thought process go to now, right? Probably the smarter play was at this point in time, the smarter play was letting the 776 get broken and then taking this high, which now becomes 781, because the break over the trend line of 762.75 confirmed and then went up to 781.50. So 4.75 ticks, which wasn't a whole lot. I mean, it's still holding here. Again, if anyone was in on, you know, some bigger sides, you're trying to get out, you know, anything close to flat or, you know, as it shoots up into the green. If you're playing micros, you know, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about here. You just hold this thing and you let this thing play out, because what you want to see now is once we get over 781, you want that break to be into the 800s. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So the only thing that's concerning is that since, you know, 9:14 Pacific Standard Time, which we're going on about an hour and 30 minutes, the chart essentially has gone nothing but straight up, right? So the longer we go straight up, the bigger the pullback is going to be. I'll give my attempt at a long over 781. If not, there's no trade. Not for me. Just getting a little wicky up here, right? Like you expected, you want to see it break through with some force. There's that push over 5 points if you had a 5-point take profit. About 6 points there, 7 points. $10 points, guys. There's a quick 10 points there. Quick 10 points. Jeez, that thing kind of just fucking spun around like. Took a little while to get going. Again, I mean, we on the 30-minute chart, we're at the 200 EMA. So from breaking the previous 30-minute high into the next area of supply, I took a quick 10 points on that. Took a quick 10 points on that. Reason being, you know, can it go higher? Absolutely. But, you know, the way I trade, I've got to take my profits at supply. At supply. So if I get into something and it goes into my area of supply, I've got to take it, right? So I'll show you guys what I'm looking at on my other screen here. Show you guys what I'm looking at on my other screen. 2-minute chart has room all the way into 806, but let me show you guys what I was looking at on my screen. If I look at the 30-minute time frame, okay, let's take this stupid fucking trend line off. If I look at this, if we confirm the previous 30-minute high, right, this wick, if we confirm that was over like 776, 778, that area we're talking about, it had room. Again, I'm going to blow this up as best as possible. I know I got a lot of crap going on here on the screen, but this is what I look at. If I was blow this up a little bit more, that looks like shit. But you notice how if we break this previous high, we have room into this area or area of supply. So we take out the highs, we go right into that area of supply. So again, you know, beggars can be choosers. We got to just take what the market is giving us. If the market is showing me that I have resistance here, I mean, I can't, you know, I can't expect it to go higher. You know, I can always shoot for that, but I've got to just take what I can do. Like that's the best that I can do, right? That's the best that I can do. Now, again, you know, if we break through this level of supply, well, our next resistance is up here at 800, between 800 and 803, right? So however, which way you were drawing up the chart, you're looking at the 2-minute, the 5-minute, looking at a trend line, looking at the previous 30-minute candle, whatever you want to look at, it doesn't really matter. You got to have some type of plan, some type of, you know, execution that you can follow. Did anyone take it? I mean, it wasn't like a, you know, it wasn't like it's not like a home run trade or anything, but did anyone able to scalp that? I mean, again, if you are still in it, and you're kind of just holding. Maybe you just you take off what you can take right here, right? It's still kind of pushing up higher now. Like I said, we got room into 803 if we can get through this 30-minute supply. All right. I'm curious to know how anyone played that. You know, what was the thought process? What was the stop loss? What was the take profit? Because I have my way of trading it, but like I'm always curious how everyone else is looking at that same setup, right? We're all looking at the same chart, but how are you looking at it? One second, guys. All right, guys. I had a call. Um, hey guys, if anyone is trading on Topstep X platform, I don't know if you guys see that status bar alert at the top. Something about MMQ limit orders not executing, use market orders, close or flatten all orders. So just double check. You guys are using Topstep X. Elder with a good day there, 309.30 on the day. It's a nice day there. What else we got here? We got a fresh 30-minute candle here. This market would really need to get over. It's got to really get over this 800 area. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive green 30-minute candles. I'm gonna actually pull up a 1-hour chart on my other screen here and kind of see what we got. There's a lot of space here now to the upside on the 1-hour chart. We could just clear out this last bit of supply here. You could definitely see the market kind of put in new highs on the day. Good little push there. That's that first attempt. Again, guys, always reference like your higher time frames too to kind of see, which direction is the market pushing and does it have space, Look at this 1-hour time frame. It's definitely got space to high of day, right? Good push there through high of day. It's a good push there through high of day. Did you have a take profit or something on, dude? Maverick, you got to take profit. Nice, Tony. Long on the RTY, huh? Good. Now we've broken out of the initial balance. Now we've broken out through the high of day. Market definitely has room to kind of stretch here. If you see any pullback, it's definitely turns into a buy the dip opportunity now. Because market's proven that, it's kind of reversed the whole move here. So any pullback is definitely a buying opportunity. So if I pull up a 5-minute time frame, start to look at these buy opportunities now, you have support sitting at 785 and 775. So any pullback and then confirmation through that high of day definitely has room. Any pullback could be a buy the dip opportunity. The thoughts on the ES, let's take a look at the ES. I'm sure the ES is probably doing the same, right? ES still hasn't gotten out of its way here, so we still haven't really taken out the high of day on ES, but the ES looks good. ES has been a long hold since at least 10 a.m. So for the past hour, ES has been a hold. For me, next area of resistance that I'd be looking at on the ES is actually right here, 5492s. Anything over 5492s can definitely go to 5500 even. If I pull up a bigger time frame here on the ES still has to do a little bit more than the Nasdaq. So the ES, although good push higher, ES is going to run into resistance at around 5494. So I'd like to see it break over 5494, kind of pull back and then confirm that move. That would be good. But if you're already long in the ES, I'm looking to take profits into that 5494, 5493 area, or depending on when you got long, definitely sell it now, right? Like definitely lock in the gains now if you've already been in it for a minute. But yeah, ES is a little bit laggy compared to the NQ. So the NQ has already kind of done its thing, gotten through pre-market highs, gotten through initial balance and stuff like that. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha, Maverick. But you made some money on that, right? Or did you lose money on it? Hope you didn't lose money on it. You talking about the stock? You talking about the stock ticker ZS? Yeah, what about it? How we looking? What's it doing? Yeah, just a break up through the high of day here. Nice little push up through initial balance high of day and then kind of topped out. A couple people took a little scalp there. Nice Maverick green on the day. Yeah, we're not gonna argue that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, if you're talking about the stock, ZS, I've traded ZS before. To be honest, what is it? I have no idea. I have no idea. But it's part of the Nasdaq. So when I trade stocks and options, I'm a Nasdaq trader. I'm a high beta trader. So I'll trade anything in the Nasdaq 100 based on what the chart looks like, starting from the daily and so forth and so forth. But if you're talking about for futures, that's different. That's why I was asking you talking about the stock ZS or if you're talking about futures, it's isn't it soybeans? Oh, futures, yeah, it's soy. It's soy. I've never traded soy. I've never traded corn or soy or you know cattle. Never traded none of that stuff. Only futures I've traded is is ES, NQ. I've traded crude. I've traded gold before. I don't really like gold, but I've traded it. But my sweet spot is going to be the NAS. Forever and will be. Just because I came from trading stocks and options, I was always looking at the Qs anyways. Guys, we're getting another pop here. If we can confirm this, the 1 hour chart has open skies. So if we confirm this on a 5-minute time frame, you know, maybe we get the next push up into 40s, 50s. But the 1 hour chart is wide open. I should actually probably look at the daily and see what we've got going on here. So the daily is taking out yesterday's highs. Daily actually has room in all the way into 900. So if the market does want to just continue to drift into the close, it can definitely do that. Yeah, me neither. I don't really like gold. I don't like gold. I don't even really like crude either. I know a lot of people trade crude, but I just don't like it. It's just, I don't know if it moves too slow, and then I got to go through and figure out, you know, new risk settings based on what they move per tick and stuff like. Just not my thing. I'm just kind of boring at this point. Just stick to what I know, and I make money. I do. I don't. Maverick, high beta stocks, it's just a term, right? So with your high beta stocks, it's a beta over 1, right? Again, just to not get too technical, basically what it means is they're risky stocks. So Nasdaq 100, Wild West, these things can fluctuate. There's no real like cap on them. They can move in dollars. That's why you'll see, you know, back in the day, Tesla moving 5, 10, 15, 20 dollars a day. You know, they're high beta, so it's more risky. It's a riskier play, but the reward is definitely higher. So again, the lower the beta on the stock, the less the range, I guess I should say. Okay, so you would associate a high beta stock with a big average true daily range. So if, let's say right now, Tesla, like I can pull it up again. I don't know if anyone wants to take this high of day break, but you might have room here just for continuation. If it confirms, like if you look at Tesla, right? Tesla's a high beta stock. If you look at the daily range on Tesla, it's $11, right? It's $11. Okay. If you look at it like a non-high beta stock, gosh, what would that be? It would be, you know, we can just pull up something in the, like, okay, let's look at like Bank of America. Bank of America is not going to be a high beta stock, right? A bank stock. So if you look at Bank of America, their beta, or their beta is a lot lower. So their average daily range is 92 cents on a day's candle. So if Bank of America, yes, although it's cheaper, $40 a stock, it's not high beta, right? It's a financial stock, it's not high beta, so it's not going to move a lot. So the most you're going to expect to make on this thing is $1 in a day, 90 cents, right? So a good move on Bank of America might be something like 10 cents, might be something like 20 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents is like a home run trade, right? You need a lot of shares or a lot of contracts. But if you go to something that's high beta, I mean, look at NVIDIA. We're talking about a $6.50 range. You know that Tesla? $11 range, right? So all you need to do is realistically make 1 or 2. You can take out $1 and make huge gains. So imagine someone who's trading 5,000 share lots of Tesla. It moves up $1, you just made $5,000, right? Versus something like Bank of America. I'm just giving an example. Something that's not going to move a whole dollar in your favor, right? It just moves up and down $1 all day. You know, you might make $200 or $300 on it. Same size, right? Same size. So, I mean, Apple would definitely be considered high beta, but it's a beta stock. You know, the average true range is $4.50, $5. So, you know, even for Apple, which is one of the slowest movers in the NAS, just because of, you know, market cap size and everything else, it's not going to move, you know, $10 in a day like Tesla, but it can definitely move. So the range is on something like Apple. You can still make your buck. You can make your 80 cents at $2. You know, that's all it is. That's high beta. Exactly, yeah. But they're riskier, right? They're riskier because you can take a play on Tesla and be down $3, right? It's just the reward is a lot higher. But that's what I trade. I trade high beta stocks. So, and typically it's a handful of them. It's AMD, right? Let's look at AMD's range. AMD's range today is $6.40. You know, I'm looking for $1 off the thing. If I can get $1, I'm good. I'm happy. You know, you look at Tesla, like I said, $11. I can make $1.50 on that thing. I'm good, right? Nvidia, 6.5, so forth and so forth. So, you know, the stocks that I trade, Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, pretty much those are the main I look at. I'll look at Amazon. Once I start getting outside of Amazon, it might be Apple. So those would be my top 5. I rarely ever branch out of those ones. Did anyone take the new high of day break? Did anyone take the high of day break? Just be careful, right? We came into that Bollinger Band in the high 40s, 50s. Just be careful because right now it's like jumping out of the 10th story building, right? The higher up you keep buying this thing, new high of day, new high of day, new high of day, you're going to get caught on a little bit of a pullback. Good, Tony, but did you make some money on it, or are we still holding this son of a bitch? The daily has room. The daily has room to continue to bounce here going into tomorrow. The 1 hour chart is open, but again, you know, we're buying it at the highs. So you're buying it at the highs. You got to have a quick, you know, take profit on that thing. See green, take green. You know, I would have rather bought down here, right? Wouldn't we have all rather have bought down here? You know, my buy was here. My buy was here. Whoops, not that one. Gosh darn it, move this one, right? That's my buy. That was my original buy on the long. Where was my out? I'm not even going to kid you guys. It was here. It wasn't even in the top of this candle either. So it was somewhere in the upper region of this candle, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? So I'd rather buy here on the first floor, or I'd rather buy here. I'd rather jump out of the first floor or the second or third story than jump out of the 10th. So just know that if we're jumping out of the 10th story here, we've got to be quick on that trigger to just see green, take green, because we're just buying momentum. There's not like a true breakout. Like when traders say, oh, I'm buying high of day and the damn market's up, you know, 300 points. You're not buying a high of day break. You're not buying like a breakout. You're buying continuation. You know, you're buying continuation. You know, because if I look at the daily, right, if I look at the daily chart, if you were buying a daily breakout, right, the breakout on the daily chart was over 734. That was the, or excuse me, yeah, 734, 18,734. So if you were buying a breakout, it was 100 points ago. So anyone who's buying right now thinking, well, I'm buying the high of day, I'm just buying the next breakout. No, the breakout, there's only one breakout, right? In order for a stock or futures contract or crypto, I don't care what the hell you're trading, in order for there to be a breakout, there has to be space on the daily, right? And you have to buy when we break out, quote unquote, right, over the previous day high. A stock can't go higher if it doesn't take out the previous day high. A stock can't go lower unless it takes out the previous day low. Everything in between is just range, right? So the breakout was over 18,734. We're trading at 18,832. So where was the breakout, right? 34s, right here. Right here. This was the breakout. So if you guys remember, this is the breakout. Where did I buy? I bought the breakout. And again, I missed out on about 60, 70 points because I only took it for a few. But I'd rather jump out of the first story and be wrong here and just have it come back down into support and stop me out than to be wrong here and it pull back down 60 points. Make sense? So when we are taking this continuation, like this candle here, that's a continuation, right? This candle here is a new high. It's continuation. It's continuation of the original breakout, okay? So just as long as everyone knows that, you'll be all right. Yeah, like you can't have like a breakout of intraday price. Again, it's all terminology. It's all subjective. It's all an opinion. But like truthfully speaking, like when you break it down realistically, no one can say that we're breaking out right now. The breakout was through yesterday's high because that's what opened up the chart to do this explosion move. Like there is no breakout up here. This is just like you're buying momentum, you're buying continuation. It's a high of day break, quote quote. It's a high of day break, new high on the day, quote quote, but it's not a breakout. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of brokers have market replay. I think TraderVate has a market replay. I think well, I know I have one here on Thinkorswim. I don't know. I don't know. Do a quick Google search. I know there's a lot of I think Ninja Trader has it too, right? I think there's a lot that have that market replay. Yeah, and it's not even Maverick. It's not like necessarily like there's not like continuation breaks, but again, it's just a continuation. Yeah, Trading View has it as well. There it was. That was the one I was looking for. Trading View. So on something like this, right, I'm looking at inverse hammer, little doji candle, ran into a 5-minute Bollinger Band, pulling back, lost a 5-period moving average. We have room down to 797. 797, 800 would be the next support. If that holds, that's a bounce spot. If it doesn't hold, any confirmation through 800 has room down to 765. So if someone's short here, you're taking profits into 800. Into 800. Doesn't have to touch 800. Into 800. If you're a scalper, right? If you're scalping price action here, you're taking profits. Hey, good job, Tony. I mean, quick, right? Like scalpers, you're gonna see a move, you're gonna marry that move, and you're gonna take your money. You're gonna see green, take green, boom, get out, done, right? So that's what it's all about, like being able to execute high at a high level in real time. And again, that becomes draining too as well because as a trader, I mean, we only got so many like good executions in us before the brain just goes fucking haywire. So make sure when we're locking up accounts or switching accounts over or spreading out the risk. Nice. E-Traveler in our room just got his payout from Apex. Sweet. I love seeing that. Love seeing that. Especially when you've come off of, if you had a little bit of a cold streak, right? You go from this is another thing that happens too. You go from, let's say some funded accounts, you take some payouts, you feel good about yourself, then you hit a cold streak, right? It's happened to all of us. You hit a little bit of a cold streak, you start reworking the strategy, you start reworking the brain, and you can't seem to get out of it. And then finally you pull yourself out of it, and then you get that next payout. Then it's like that snowball, right? We got to push that damn snowball up the hill, and then once we get it rolling down again, we start getting on the back on the right foot. So that's good. That's good to see. That's good to see. It's good to see. Start making that money again. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to DC earlier in the room. I don't think he's still on the call, but DC got his money hit the bank this morning. He was the one that actually got me to start logging into my bank and see if we got paid out as well, which looks like Apex paid out a bunch of people today, because I know I've heard from a few of our guys alone that their deposits hit today. So if anyone requested on the last pay period, Not this pay period, right? So not if you requested on the first through the on the first through the fifth, not that one. You guys put in on the last pay cycle, your deposit should be hitting. And this one was actually quick, to be honest. The pay cycle before that, shit, I think it was 21 days before it hit my bank. This one was fast. So again, look at the hold here at the 10-day moving average, right? So the hold here at the 10-day moving average, we're still riding an uptrend. Again, was there a little scalp here? Sure. Get in, get green, get the hell out. Bounced, and now we're kind of just back inside this range. So there's no real trade until you take out the high of day, which is just continuation, or we start to break down through this 10-day moving average and lose this previous 5-minute low. Then you got room maybe to like 774. Yeah, so a lot of us this morning we took some hits. So in real time, I was on the when I was talking to the guys, is you got to be able to adjust very quickly. Okay, so here's what tends to happen: we take legitimate setups, it doesn't work out, we get stopped out, those emotions build, we take the next setup, maybe doesn't work out, or we start doing stuff off script. You have to start to identify immediately when you start to have that feeling, like there's a feeling that you get, right? There's a thought process that happens where, holy shit, this market is not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm not used to this. My setups are not working. What do I need to do? Immediately after the second trade of the day, I went to a 5-point take profit just to start scalping, just to build some cash flow. That was the first immediate thing that I did. So I went from looking for 20 points in the market to looking for 5 points extremely quickly. Okay. Second thing, I took the first loss, the first 20 SMA play, I took a loss on it. I was looking for a big, 20-point take profit. Didn't happen immediately, not immediately, but I got stopped out relatively quickly. That account went to the back burner. I opened up another account, not bought another account, but I have multiple accounts to trade. So I immediately took the next setup on another account. Okay. I want to say that one also took a full loss as well. Okay. So it was at that point where I'm like, I'm 0 for 2 on 2 setups that normally work for me. Great. First thing that comes to my mind is, normally when the market is healthy and things are working, I'm winning 80% of my trades. I've immediately gone to losing 100% of my trades here. Something's not right. What do I need to do? 5-point scalps. Great. The next setup, I'm not going to look for the 20 points. I'm going to look for the 5 points. Ended up being a winner. And then from there, we start to build. Now we build that momentum. Great. Now that adjustment is working, right? So let's continue to hammer that until I see something bigger happen. So immediately when I identified that, I'm cutting the take profit down in half. Yeah, I may not be making as much money, but I'm building, right? I'm building, I'm looking at price action. I watch absolute shit for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I'm slowly, every new setup, I'm moving over an account. So I went from taking the first loss of the day to then putting that one to the side, moving accounts, taking another loss on that trade. The third trade of the day, we're on the same account still. So account number 2, we get some money back on that trade. Great. Now on the next setup that happens, I'm going to another account. And eventually I landed on this account here, which I've been scalping. Where is it at? Landed on this account here, and we've managed to scalp $1,800 on an express funded account. Okay, so this is no eval, this is no bullshit combine or something. This is real cash here. So when we get to that, now we're just scalping, now we're in the groove. And then finally, once the market finally broke down on that last 20 play, like this one here at 8:35 in the morning, once we finally got that good move and then we lost to 200, then I was really raking in the cash, because now not only am I profitable on the scalps, now I've seen a lot of the market setups here, and I'm able to like kind of hold for a little bit longer, right? I'm holding for a little bit longer. So, which is fine. Yes, we had some guys too that left their funded accounts, their XFAs and their PAs in the barn too as well, and just moved over to evaluations, which is fine. That's completely fine too. Like, again, remember, we want to protect ourselves. That doesn't just mean protecting when we make green. We want to protect the red too. I'm not trying to turn a $300 red day into a fucking $1,000 red day. We'll just leave it on the back burner. I'll trade that another day. I'll trade it somewhere else. Like, I'll trade it another time. Like, I'll just keep rotating accounts. It's the only benefit, guys, to having multiple accounts too. Like, if you've only got one account, I see how things can get a little dicey. Also, let me make this point. That's also why I don't trade everything on a copier. Okay, I know copiers are great, and I know if you get that one payout and you got 20 accounts or 10 accounts, you're going to take out huge money. I get it. But what happens when you run into a morning like today where it's choppy? And let's say you don't catch yourself early in the morning and you chop away $1,000, $2,000 on all 10 accounts because you're copy trading them. Then you're back at zero. So I don't copy trade anything. I just take a new setup on a new account until one account starts to stick, right? When that one account starts to stick, where I'm like, I'm seeing the market, right? Then I just keep running that one account up. That's how I normally do it. So I'm spreading out my risk. Like right now I've got 7 funded accounts, and I'll kind of just run through them, like separate. And then later on in the day, I might switch over and trade like an evaluation. Like I've got an evaluation with, I've got one more about a combine, I guess you should say. I've got a combine with Topstep that I was running up as well. This one here is also at 1600, but because Topstep's got that 50% consistency rule, I can't really trade this one anymore. So I got to stop trading that one. But yeah, we're just moving accounts, we're just moving accounts. Because that's going to spread out your risk. I hope that makes sense, right? Like, I hope that makes sense. Start off on account number 1. If that one takes a loss, we move to account number 2. If that one takes a loss, well, either we go to account number 3 or we take one more trade on account number 2. And if we take 2 losses on account number 2, that one is also in the barn, right? And then we go to account number 3. So it depends on how much it depends. Well, yeah, it is 1,500, but I'll just make an extra couple $100. I'll just make an extra. That happened to me on the last combine. I think it was at the same, like 1,600 and something. And then I had to lose a little bit, or I had to make a little bit more. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I mean, because it's not like I'm over by a lot. It's like I'm over by what, $183. So shouldn't be too bad. Now, if it was like at 2,000 or 2,500, then yeah, I'd definitely be trying to lose a little bit. Like, I mean, we can scrape off a little bit, right? If this is going to be my biggest day on this account, we can scrape off a little bit. So like, again, like I'm gonna play micros. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna buy. Let's see if we can lose a little bit here. Oh shit, I'm on NQ. Close that. I don't want to do that. Let's go to, let's trade 2 micros here. Let's try to, what? Let's flip contracts. Yeah. See, I just hate doing all that. The flipping contracts shit. Just hate doing that. Whatever. I mean, well, I'll try to lose a little bit here. See if I get the balance down a little bit. My luck, this fucking thing will go up and then I'll be making more money on it. Come on, come down a little bit. Come on, keep coming. If you guys want to make money, I mean, I'm going long and losing money, so go short, right? We're just trying to lose a little bit of this balance here. Flip with reverse. So just keep going back and forth on a reverse. Down about 45. Let's see if this puts me down a little bit more. $16.47. That really didn't do shit. So what are you saying? Flip, reverse button, a bunch of micros, you can lose them. So the reverse. I don't know. It's not doing nothing. Down a little bit more here. All right, 1600. I mean, we'll just keep it at that. I just got to make another. I would just have to make another additional 100. I'm not too worried about that. Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, I won't be too bad. I won't be too bad. Right. Oh, I got you, Maverick. I got you. I got you. You know what I want to do is I want to try to just go I want to try to pass another Apex account. Yeah, it's a good problem. It's a good problem to have, trying to lose money. Yeah. You know, and then you try to just you try to lose money and then the fucking thing doesn't lose money. You know? So again, we're still holding this 10-day moving average, right? So on a 5-minute time frame, I know I got a lot of shit going on the screens, but if you guys pinpoint this blue line, right, this blue one here, it's a 10-day moving average, okay? So notice how once we started this bounce, we've been holding not only the 10, but we're holding the 5 a lot of the times, but we're still holding this blue one, this 10-day moving average, right? So as long as we're holding this moving average here, the price is going to grind higher. Now, if we close below it, the way that I trade and the way my brain works and my theory, right? Stocks trade from supply to supply and demand to demand, right? Sounds simple? So if we close below the 10-day moving average, aka this stupid little blue line on my screen, there might be some scalp potential into the next area of demand. You lose one area of demand, you might be able to put on some risk to trade to the next area of demand. Now, since we're holding it, then you'd be looking for buy opportunities off of that nearest term sentiment, which is the 10-day moving average, and you'd be looking to try to target higher prices. So what would be the higher price that we're trying to target? Well, on a 5-minute time frame, I have supply at 18,862. That's the Bollinger Band. So maybe that might be a potential landing spot. But again, like I said, it's getting later in the day. We have been trending up now for almost 2 hours. We're jumping out of the 10th story versus the 5th. I mean, I'd more so be looking for this a little bit of exhaustion and then the comeback down, right? And again, not saying we're coming all the way down to the low of day, just a little scalp down. You know, just be careful. You know, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. You know, don't push it, right? Like, you know, like let's like do a group. You know, let's do a group. Yeah, volume's decreasing. I mean, things are going down here. Like, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, let's do like a little group risk management session here, right? Like, if you traded for a firm, let's you know, put on your thinking caps here, and you know, if you guys worked at a trade office, right, and risk management, the risk department calls you and they say, okay, what's your P&L, right? There's a few of you guys in here. Let's get your P&Ls posted. Again, this is a safe space here. No one's gonna fucking make fun of you or nothing. What is your P&L currently on the day, right? What is your P&L currently on the day? Let's just get everyone to post that. You get called into the office like you're in school, you know, risk department says, you know, what's the P&L on the day, right? Let's see if we can get anyone to answer. Because these are things that you guys need to be doing on a daily basis anyways with yourselves, is analyzing, you know, having that meeting with yourself. I feel a lot of times you traders are just looking for trade after trade after trade after trade, not even realizing what the fuck's going on the P&L. We got one person down $20. Great. So you're essentially flat on the day. So for you, if you're looking to, I'm not, and again, I'm going to speak to you guys the way I would speak to anyone if you know, like myself in the situation, if I was a risk manager. In your particular example, you're flat on the day. So if you do find one opportunity and you like that setup, let's put some risk on the table, right? Your normal position size or whatever it is. If that trade wins, you stop trading on the day. If that trade loses, you also stop trading on the day and you protect that. If you don't see anything at all, or you're already done trading on the day, then stop altogether. Okay, that's your 3 options. Plus 2,000 on the day. Let's say you're still trading on the day, because again, remember, when you're working for a firm, you're working for you're working for a company, you're plus 2,000 on a day. You are seeing something clear. So I don't want to stop you. I don't want to put handcuffs on you. Again, I would protect the green. So we're not going to go from plus 2K to down 2K. Maybe we give ourselves $500 max risk. But if someone's seeing the market correctly, well, I want you to put your foot on the gas. And I want you to make me a little bit more money for the firm, right? So maybe we risk $500 on that, but on the remaining day, if you see something. Now, you can lock something, you can lock it up, but definitely you're obviously seeing the market clearly. There might be another cup of coffee out there that we can grab off the table. Hell, risk $250 on your next setup, whether if you got to trade micros or what. But you're seeing something clearly. About $700. There's one thing that we can do. It depends on, you know, where we're at in our evaluation or funded account, whatever that's in. Again, I'm not going to lose $700, right? I'm not going to lose $700. And you know, if you're still looking to take a trade, we're not going to risk no more than $200. So we're going to finish the day green.
One at 180, one at 190, one at 340. Those are all good numbers to honestly stop at. It seems like, you know, you're building multiple accounts at one time. Technically speaking, you know, you're up over $500 on a day. 865 target and you're done. Good trading. Minus $2,600 on a gamble. Throwaway account. Throw it away. Load up another one. So yeah, so it's like those type of things, right? A lot of you guys are positive on the day. There should be no reason why, obviously, any of you guys finish red. There should be no reason why you guys go on tilt. You know, if you can't resist the urge to not trade anymore, then your max risk is half of that P&L. It's half, right? That's your max risk. That's like, you went on tilt, you're up 2,000, you better not lose any more than 1,000, right? You're on tilt, you're up 700, you better not lose any more than 350, so forth and so forth. If you're smart, exactly, best gamble is to risk another 35 bucks. If you're smart, you lock it away and you come back tomorrow. If you're smart, you go buy another account. If you can't resist the urge to trade, buy another account, right? $35. You know, for me, I'm up 18. So I'm up 18. I mean, I'm still looking for another trade. I'll trade micros. I'm not going to do much. It'll be micros. Might risk 100 or 2, but that's about it. We're definitely managing the P&L now, you know. You know, market's still telling me we're holding, so the play is long, right? Until we lose this support, the play is still a hold. So I just don't know if I want to get in on it. That's the thing. You know, would I be entirely shocked to see a pullback in power hour? No. So that's why I'm a little hesitant about going long, even though the trend is telling me to go long, right? Trend is telling me to go long. But because power hour starts in about 12 minutes, I don't want to be on the top of the closing wick leading into power hour. Yeah, I mean, I play them all loose, right? I play all my evaluations loose. That's just me. So the way I see it is like, it's $35, right? Or $50 if you're on Topstep. So it's $35 to $50. I'm not making any money on them until I get them into a PA account or into an XFA. So I'm not going to sit here for a month and try to pass it. Now, again, there's a big asterisk next to that. There's a big asterisk. Because if you're a new trader and someone who's just starting off, I think take 30 days, take 60 days to get it passed, right? But if you're someone who has been trading a while and you have a system and you've back tested it enough and you believe in your system and your risk management, you got to get through those evaluations quickly. So yeah, you're going to burn some. You're going to lose some evaluation accounts, okay? If you don't think you're going to lose an evaluation account, you know, like, and you're playing them aggressively, like, it's just not going to happen, right? Like, you're going to lose some. That's fine. It's a business expense, you know? I'm willing to lose 3 to get 1. You know? I'm willing to lose 3 to get 1. Is it smart? One could argue it is. One could argue it's not. I'm not here to argue, right? So the reason why I say it's worth it for me to lose 3 to get 1 is because I'll be down what, $100? I'll be down $100, but I'll have a funded account. Okay, so it cost me $100 to get into this thing. That's potentially going to make me $2,000 minimum, right? So the initial $100 expense is a hell of a return. Okay, yeah, there's activation fees, whatever. The $150 that I'm in this thing for is going to return at least $2,000. Now, whether I return that $2,000 this month or next month, I don't care. That return on investment is great. So that's the way I run it. Again, you can run it different. Everyone can run it differently. It's just, you know, you get to a certain stage where once you have your strategy and systems in place, you know, we can't be spending 30 days in this thing. Again, the asterisk goes to unless you're just starting out trading, right? If you're just starting out, I believe, you know, take as much time as you need. Like, you need to get the trades under your belt just to see the price action, just to experience the emotions. Oh, like one calls, one puts? What do you mean? What do you mean? I got support at 800. There's that loss through that 10-day moving average. Yeah, you can also do that as well. There is a rare occurrence where both of them bust out because of the trailing drawdown on Topstep. I mean on Apex. There is that rare occurrence. But ultimately, I mean, you can put a bracket in there. Like, again, it is what it is. This is just my opinion, right? But ultimately, you can put a take profit in there for, you know, a few points over that 3,000, and then you can just run your full stop loss. So essentially, you're risking like 1.5 to make one, and then just let it ride either to blow up or to pass. But there is a rare occurrence where you're up 1,800, 2,000, and then it pulls back down, and then the trailing drawdown gets hit. So, but I mean, if you got cash, you know, load up a bunch of them and have at it. You're gonna pass. Up 106 done for the day after the fight back. Hey, nice work. Yeah, lock that in and let's come back tomorrow. Let's come back tomorrow. Nice work though. Great work. Great work. Guys, what's for lunch? I'm starving. Nice work, Maverick. What's the lunch? What's for lunch? Starving. Um, did you take the breakdown through that like previous 5-minute candle low? It's a nice little sweep there. Pizza. Pizza always sounds good. Starving, to be honest. Anything sounds good at this point. Yeah. Nice move. Yeah, that's a good trade because it could that runner could have continued to go, you know. The market could have continued to wash and then that would have paid out huge. So good on that. You know, leave it at break even. It's a free trade, right? You take your profits, you set up a free trade. Sometimes we get lucky and that free trade pays huge. Yep, I like that. How's the rest of my streamer buddies doing today? How's Alpine doing? How's 0 Day J doing? How is who else is out there? Matt. How is Nutty? How are those guys doing today? Everyone making some coin. Yeah, the momentum was there. Because again, you know, I mean, we've been looking at it now for a while. As soon as it broke that little prior support there that it's been riding, definitely had that momentum. It could still come down. I mean, you know, it could still come down. I could see the 800s getting tagged as shit. I could see 760s getting tagged, but we'll see. See if we can get into this 20-day moving average here. What do we got here? PW blew through a bunch of funded accounts today. What prop firm? Which firm? Apex. Market's stuck in a little bit of a hard place here between like 800 and 820s. A lot going on here to start the power hour, you know? Hey, take it easy, man. Mm-mm-mm. Just chop it around, not doing a whole lot. kind of just keeps flirting with these highs here. Guys, I think I'm done for today. I don't really see anything else. You know, it'll be my luck. I'll end the stream and then this thing will explode through the high of day for 100 points into the close, or it'll drop 100 points. But just getting restless watching it. Got to get off here, get something to eat. Looks like we're going to try to test these highs here. We're looking at the high of day at 18,847. So just a few points off that, maybe 5 points off that. We probably have room to run into 862. But it's just not real high value for me. Enough to where it's going to really, you know, do that much of a difference. 1 hour chart also, the previous 1 hour high is sitting right here. I mean, the chart technically has room to just continue to grind higher. I don't see a short, I just see a continuation long. So again, see what we do as we get into 847.5. Because I'll show you guys the 1 hour chart. Look at this 1 hour chart. Like, it doesn't look, well, just disregard all that old crap, but like, look at the 1 hour chart. It doesn't really look like it doesn't really look like a short, right? I mean, it just looks like it's ready to confirm. All these old lines. Right, but I mean, again, it's power hour, right? There's 40 minutes left, 45 minutes left of the day, you know. What are we really realistically looking for? Unless you're looking to just like straight up gamble and try to pass an evaluation, throw on max size and see if that trade hits. I mean, you know, truthfully speaking, whatever we have right now is green on the day, is red on the day. Like, that's it. Like, your day is over, right? Like, your day is over already. So you're squeezing water out of a rock. I've never been a fan of trading power hour. Again, I know some people crush it in power hour. I've just never been a fan of it, because the way I'm looking at it is like, I've been sitting here at these charts since 6:30 in the morning. If I haven't made money or I lost money, or if I made money or I lost money today, what the hell am I still doing here 30 minutes into the close like a goddamn degenerate? You know what I'm saying? So unless I'm trying to like just pass something on the fly here, it's kind of like, what's realistically going to happen? I make another $100, make another $200, or I lose $100 or lose $200, you know? Or God forbid I throw on too much size and I give back half of what I made today. I just think it's stupid. It's foolish, right? But I mean, the chart, it looks like it has room. It's got space on an hourly chart. It's got space. This is the hourly that we're looking at here. It's got some room. All right, guys. Yeah, I was gonna give it another 5 minutes to see if it did anything. That's it for me, guys. Stay green on the day. You know, don't take anything stupid. Protect yourself. Tomorrow's a better day. There's always another day. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. It really helps the channel grow. It's absolutely free to do. With that being said, I will catch you guys all on the next one.